You thought it was spring already? The fact is, there's still plenty of cold weather ahead for Santa Fe, some of it not so pleasant to be out in for very long. People become snowbirds. Why don't all birds become snowbirds too? Carol Taub of KSFR News has been looking into that.
The birds who choose to stay during Santa Fe's frigid winter months are not unique. Simply put, it's a matter of their survival. At the Audubon, New Mexico Center in the Randall Davey Audubon Center, Lyndon Newberry, the center's manager, had much to say on the matter.
They stay here because of food. Food is the thing that drives birds to migrate or not to migrate. So if birds can get food here, they'll stay. If they can't, they'll move, either a big migration, like from Alaska to South America kind of migration, or northern climates to southern climates, or if they can get food here, or if they can get food just out on the plains or just down by the river, they'll move a shorter migration during the wintertime. But it's all about food.
And as with all species, water too is a necessity. Even bird baths play an important role during these cold winter temperatures. With the abundance of local snow, the ingenious birds have their way.
Birds can get water in their environment, either from snow, the water melts and there's little puddles and they find it, or from bird baths and bird water bowls that we put out for them in the winter. So that's why at Audubon we encourage people to put out water for them, because it's important for them to both get water to drink as well as to clean their feathers so that they can stay warm. At home, I watch them come to what used to be bird baths in the summer are now frozen, and I watch them chipping away with their bill to try to get water. So it's important. That's a really important thing if you want to have birds around your house where you can see them, to maintain open water in the wintertime.
Specifically, there are various varieties of birds who are content to weather the cold conditions here and rummage through garbage if necessary to find a half-empty can of dog food or even a dead rat.
We have a couple of different hawks that are here for the winter time. The red-tailed hawk stays, the Coopers and the sharp-shinned hawk, which are smaller birds that hunt other birds through the trees, will stay here because there's food for them in the form of smaller birds. We also have ravens and crows, and they stay because there's rodents and there's garbage from your garbage can or your pet food or other kind of food available for them. They're meat eaters and they eat all sorts of things. Goldfinches coming to thistle feeders and coming to dead old weeds that are around in our meadows and fields that still have seeds on them. So goldfinches will be here, and juncos, and crossbills is another species. It's a sparrow type bird that comes here in the wintertime, and they are seed eaters. So a lot of those smaller birds are here. There are still nuthatches I see in the trees.
Down jackets are perfect. Preening their feathers adds to the insulation, though not always fail-safe.
They preen their feathers and clean their feathers in water and in dust. And you'll see them in the summertime fluffing along the roadside where it's real dry, and they'll put dust into their feathers that gets rid of the mites and helps them in that way. But in the wintertime, that's not available. So it's good for them to have water to take baths with. They're such small creatures. They have a high metabolism, but they have to eat a lot of food to generate a lot of energy, and they can't be disturbed during that time period, because they're expending energy if they get disturbed by us or our dog or somebody.
Because they're so adaptive, their means of survival is keen. They're known as flight or fright birds.
Birds don't really have a lot of room for fat. They're built to fly, they're built to perch, they're built to eat and to escape and to dig if they need to dig, or to swim in water if they need to swim. But they aren't animals like mammals are that might have more fur that comes on in the wintertime or more fat reserves. They just either, if they can't survive it, they move or they die.
I'm Carol Taub, KSFR 101.1 News.